Hello and welcome to another round of STB Racing League action. We are here in Tier 6 for a 6.1 kilometre circuit around Jeddah Corniche circuit in the streets of the seaside Arabian city. I'm a commentator, Dom, and before we begin with anything, let's immediately dive into the track. There are 27 corners, 3 sectors as per usual. I mean, obviously everyone knew that. 3 DRS zones, most of them back-to-back. You've got one in Sector 2, between turn 19 and 22, followed by the chicane, which then follows up with a left-hander DRS section with a speed trap before turn 27, which is your final corner, and down the start-finish straight, that is your third DRS zone. Like I said, 27 corners. The first corner is through basically just straight up S sections. Turns 1 and 2 are just a normal chicane, followed by a full-on first of many S sections throughout the track. A very tricky one to get right, so we'll see how our drivers throw into these corners today. Sector 2 consists of basically a similar trend. You've got a hairpin at the end, which is so you kick things off in Sector 2, which is turn 13. And then you have, once again, another DRS section, followed by another chicane, which once again is hard to get right at times. Then you've got, once again, like I said, the DRS section. Then Sector 3. Sector 3 consists of a chicane, a left-hander, and a hairpin, which is also probably the shortest sector of the 3 we have today here at Jeddah. In real life, you have 50 laps. Obviously, because this is 25%, we are going off with 25 laps. So here we go. Our main man, the man we've always seen before, and you've seen his name everywhere. It's STB Maldi, making his way through the first S section. Keeps it on the line, makes his way through, cuts his way well down the straight now. He's got there's an Alpine of Jamo further back. He's on a lap at the moment. As there's already yellow flags, that is actually Jamo. As we go on board with the Aston Martin, Maldi making his way through. His teammate Echo is also on a lap further behind on track. And going down the first full DRS section he'll have. We'll see what will happen. Down into turn 27, the Aston Martin making his way down the final DRS straight. What will it be for the Aston Martin of Maldi? He's going to make his way. He's going to cross the line. It is a 1:29.505. Good lap from him. And now, obviously, Yamo is not on a lap. Next cross line, I think, will be that Williams of Chazzy. He's actually on invalidated lap time. But Alex Batch goes in provisional pole with a 1:28.408. Yamo comes home in a good 18 seconds off the current lap time. Hopefully, he'll be bouncing back shortly. What about Chazzy? He's on invalidated lap time. But Echo, he's also on invalidated lap time. The Red Bull of File Minion down the straight. What will it be for the Red Bull? Crosses the line, goes provisional pole by narrow margins. Oh my, Narvel goes provisional pole. It's a 1:28.055. Kicks out of Lind, goes into 4th, followed by Mikot making his way down the straight. And then we've got Awid. He goes into 5th. 1.1 seconds off current pole sitter Narvel. As you've got V-Carb of Kids. He jumps up to 4th. Overtaking Lind. And we've got the McLaren in the background of Simply Henry sliding his lap. Followed by the man we've seen before, Maldi. He will be diving for the pits. He has to watch out because a Ferrari of Alex is also behind. He's jumping into the pits till 2 though. Is Yamo on a lap? I don't think he is. He is going for it. As he crosses the line, improved, jumps up to 8th, beating Vox. What about Echo? What will Echo set in the Aston Martin? He takes a wider line through this corner. Cross the line, it's 6th. A 129, 167. And that is 6th place for the Aston Martin. His teammate Maldi currently in 8th in the pits. The McLaren of Simply Henry now. That is not Simply Henry, that's his teammate Narvel at the final corner. The next cross line will be Mika. What will it be for the Haas? He's currently set to see a 128. It's a 127.969, which puts him onto provisional pole. Brilliant lap from the Haas there. As Lind will be down for the pits. We've got others, I think, making their way. But next cross line will be Henry. He's not got the quickest of Sector 2s. It's looking like a 128, maybe 129, sorry. A 129.191, which puts him into 8th place. And everyone else, I don't think, are on a lap here. Miko currently on provisional pole with a 127.969. But Chazzy is starting lap time. The 4 people yet to set a lap time are currently out going to hopefully put a lap in. Got the Iceman making his way through the S section. We've got Veteran starting his lap, and you've got Hussein, I hope I pronounced that right, making his way currently in Sector 2, about to start Sector 3. But the first man out there is Chazzy. He's invalidated though. So we're going to look further behind to the Ferrari of Veteran, making his way through. Veteran in the Red Bull, the Ferrari, making his way into the chicane. He's the only Ferrari driver out there today. As down the straight they go. He's got DRS flap open, cuts his way into the chicane. What will it be for the Ferrari? DRS flap open. For him, on board with the Ferrari now. Veteran around the final corner. Got the Iceman a little behind, but where will Veteran go? Veteran goes 3rd. A good lap from him, as we saw an Alpine do some crazy teleporting there. As the Iceman sets a 32.733. Next across the line will be Hussein in the Mercedes. How can he do? As around the final corner, what will it be for the Mercedes at the moment? It's looking to be somewhat around a 129, maybe even a 130. As Hussein crosses the line, it's a 129.407, which puts him into 11th place. And next will be the Iceman. As Thallo has made his way into the lobby. Iceman now down the straight. What will it be? It's looking good. It's looking like a 129. It's a 129.306, which beats Hussein's lap by a 10th and 1,000th, to be specific. So we like to get all the minor details in, don't we? We like to be specific. Next across the line will be Narvel, who is improving by 2 tenths. He is currently putting himself onto provisional pole position. His teammate currently in 9th on an outlap, making his way through the S section just before the DRS zone. But what will it be for Narvel? It's a 127.969 to beat. What will it be for the McLaren? The McLaren crosses the line. It's a 127.581 to put it onto provisional pole. 4 attempts almost clear from Miko. Next cross line will be Lindfolk, who is invalidated and he's diving for the pits. Then you've got Simply Henry on an outlap. Then you've got the Mercedes of Husain, who will be diving for the pits. And you've also got the Red Bull of AW. Then the Aston Martin of, I believe, Maldi. It is Maldi, but he is invalidated. You've got the Iceman making his way around the final corner. But Echo, not that kind of voice crack. Echo, who looks to be going for the pits too. Interesting. Got Yam on an outlap. He's going to start his lap. And then you've got... that is not Maldi, that's a Williams. Got the Williams of Chazzy. Then you've got a V-Carb. That V-Carb is Kids, who's currently in 6th place. In a good position, but needs to catch up to the top 5. For sure, as Vox goes into 8th. With a good lap time from him, and that's for sure. It's a 129.0, I want to say. Maybe a 129.1, as File goes into 2nd with a 127.703. 2nd place for the Red Bull. And who's that flying? Who's that flying down through the S section? It's Maldi, 3 tenths up on his Sector 2. What will it be for his Sector 3 is the question for the Aston Martin here today. As he makes his way round the left-hander, he needs to nail this last corner, as he's currently sitting second to last of those who've set lap times. Chazzy's a bit further back. I'm not sure if he's invalidated, but Maldi, we're going to focus on him down the straight. It's a 129.011, which puts him into 7th. With the McLaren of Simply behind. Does he improve? No, he stays 11th. He did not put a proper lap in. As Yamo jumps up to 6th. And what will it be for Chazzy? It's looking quick. It's a 128, a 128.732, which puts him into 6th, narrowly beating Yamo. As, was that Kids? Yes, that was Kids, jumping up to 4th with definitely a good lap time. It looked to be a 128.2, sorry. Good lap times over here, guys. As the drivers are getting ready for their final stints. Do we have anyone on a flyer at the moment? We could have Simply Henry, who is down by 5 times and he's invalidated. And oh no, Maldi! Oh, that's Echo, actually. He has parked it. He might get disqualified. Oh, Echo had a quali ban. So who's on the lap at the moment? Definitely not Kid. Not Chazzy, not Yamo, not Maldi. So no one. Brilliant. We've got people on outlaps. Lind will be starting his lap, currently in 10th with a 129.0. Don't know what his actual lap was. I know it's a 129.0. But here he goes on his push lap here now. He's got DRS flap open, ERS enabled, and down the straight he'll be starting his lap time. His best lap was a 129.042. He needs to beat a Maldi to get a 129.010 is the minimum to beat him by at least a thousandth. Is it possible? Most likely. Got the Williams letting drivers by. Believe that is Vox. Lid's got a bit wide. He keeps it on. No invalidation, luckily for the Kick Sauber. Bit of a jump scare that one was as he crosses the Sector 1 line. Narrowly improving. Still yet not enough to beat the man in 9th, who is currently out on an outlap, as Kidd has elected to stay in the pits. And Chazzy. They will not be able to set a lap. Maybe Chazzy would. He's going out. As someone's gone up just now. I believe that was Yamo. Yes, it was Yamo. Yamo splits, I believe, the two Ferraris in half, going up into 6th. As Lind has to get this traffic out of the way. He's got the McLaren up ahead, and whoa. Very, very dangerous there. I believe that was Simply Henry. It was either Simply Henry or Narvel. Down the straight, what will the Kick Saubers go with? He jumps up to 9th, beating Moldy and getting closer to Chazzy, but it won't be qualifying. He's basically done as veteran. Jumps up to 2nd with a purple Sector 3, allegedly. It's got Williams approaching. That was Vox. Red Bull of Files starting his lap. AW starting his lap time. We've got Maldi in the background starting his lap, and then the furthest man out there is Chazzy. He'll definitely get there on time. And further behind you have an Alpine, that's Yamo, who already proved his best by getting into 6th, and that's probably going to be the maximum position he can start as he dives for the pits. As qualifying is done, it's done and dusted. As next across is Hussein. He crosses the line, jumps up to 8th with a 128.675. 7 tenths of improvement, and into 8th place goes the Mercedes. Next across the line is an Alpine. That Alpine is the Iceman. He's currently the slowest out there at the moment. Can he improve? He was improving according to the lap data. He's looking quick. It's a 129.045, which puts him into 12th. As next across the line will be Simply Henry, who puts himself into 11th, and Narvel extends his lead at provisional pole position. And Miko improves, but not his position. Lind, we already know he's already set a lap. I think this Ferrari of veteran has 2. They're just going to cross the line and end that all. Alex Batch to cross the line. He spins into the wall and is staying in 7th. As AW goes into 5th, you've got Moldy into 11th. File staying 3rd, and finally Chazzy, who is slightly improving. It is enough to get into 9th. We don't know that, do we? Chazzy went up to 9th. But it's your pole sitter. That is Narvel 99 in the McLaren on pole position here in Jeddah. So you've got Narvel on pole, veteran, File Minion, Miko, AW, Kid, Yamo, Alex, Chazzy, Hussein, Maldi, Linfolk, Henry, Iceman, Vox, and Echo last. Disqualified due to him having a qualifying ban. Can Maldi make the comeback from 11th? There's obviously no formation lap. So we're going to go straight into racing action as drivers confirm their final setups. But here we go, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights here in Jeddah. And it's go, 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 go for the first time. We could see more later as it's someone who decides not to go. That's the V-carb of Kids as we've got to lock up drivers cutting across. Oh, shit. Oh, my. That's a bit of a scare for the Haas. As we've got a Mercedes going wide as yellow flags already. And that's the Iceman. Got overtake after overtake. We could see a crash. People cutting off. And oh my god, what is happening at the moment? Somebody going wide. Oh my lord. Adventurous lines here in Tier 6. As the Williams trying to get past Simply. And then you've got Kids who just forgot to go earlier. But at the moment, we're all okay. Nobody's completely dead, which is nice to see. As through the chicane, Micho looking to make a move on Chazzy. Micho's dropped down quite a bit. As let's have a look at our tyres. Everyone has elected to go to mediums, except for the Iceman, who's decided to be ambitious and go with the hards. Position change-wise, there's been some big improvements, some big ups, some big downs. And the highlight is probably the best start from Lind, who is currently fighting. As in the... Oh, yes, you can see up ahead. All of this chaos unfolding. Maldi's in the middle of it too. As down the straight, Veteran leads as Narvel's dropped down. As Maldi's looking to make a move on Lind. Lind with a bit of moving... As he's pushing me to the Maris. Oh, shit! Oh, fucking hell, V-Carb's round! No, it's not, that's Hussein. But that's him definitely out of the running for now. As Echo trying to make a move on Simply here. As Simply has gone wide. I think we saw it in qualifying. I wasn't wrong as he's decided to cut across. It's given him the extra pace and swallowed is Chazzy. As oh fuck, it's a spin! That's Henry! Here on lap 2 out of 25, we've already seen a couple spins here and there. Lind down this DRS zone. You've got File looking to plan a move here for the lead. He dives to the outside round this left-hander. They're side by side going to turn 27, and who will be in front? Veteran does have the inside line, but it will be leading for the Red Bull. That's to watch out though, because here comes Veteran who jumps to the right. He's going to have the outside line and gets the move done before the corner. Surprisingly, to start things off, we haven't had a safety car. Got McLaren cutting across. That's Narvel, who has dropped down quite a bit as Alex gets his first penalty. As we watch this fight for the lead, File wanting to get close to Veteran. He had the lead for a short period of time, but now needs to gain it and hold off the Ferrari for as long as possible. There's the DRS once again. Can he find the move? I think he's a bit further back than last time. Can he sneak one in? He'll have the DRS on this next straight. Tries to hit the switchback. He'll have the left-hand side line, but he dives. He follows behind Veteran instead. He's trying to get the slipstream. Can he put off the move? He jumps to the right. We're side by side for the lead here. Can he get the move done before the chicane? They're still side by side. Could there be contact? No, they can't. Veteran holds off well. And the lead is not given to the Red Bull. As Kid getting a bit shaky there as Maldi tries to hold off position. And Echo gets our second penalty in 4 laps due to track limit infringements. As Henry's crashed. Is there a dictation of a safety car or a VSC? Looks to have crashed. How has he crashed there? No safety car or VSC dictated by race control. And through the left-hander, here comes Thiel. He messed up his setup. Oh, he's been tapped to the rear! And he's going to drop position as Alex is right behind him. As going down into the chicane. Alex did have a good opportunity, however, can't get the move done after, tapping him in the rear. Jazzy a bit slidey through the S section. As Chazzy's hit the wall there, he is struggling for pace. Or not for pace, but for grip. Maybe he's struggling for both. As to the left, he has the inside line to kick Sauber, and he jumps up into 9th. Lind overtaking Chazzy, who is treating this race as an ice rink at the moment. But he does go down the inside on Lind, but Lind will get the switch, still hold that inside line through turn 2. However, Lind, can he hold off Chazzy? Yes, he can. And the kick Sauber is now officially into 9th. Now, at the moment, probably won't have much warning, as Alex has been given another 3-second penalty. As Veteran is trying his hardest to break from the slipstream, or not slipstream, the DRS range. Has he? That's the question. DRS detection point comes after this chicane. It will be DRS to reel himself in. That's Hussein at the exit of turn 27, back into the pits. As he's retired from session. Going into turn 27 now. This top 6, well, nearly 8, are all just in a single file, formal, nice little queue. Oh, never mind. Here comes Darvel making a move on Alex Batch. Bit of a Spider-Man move there. Down the inside goes Hassan Miko. Or not. He just did that just to tempt me, which is very unkind of him. As Miko trying to get the move done on Alex. He needs to get himself back in as he's dropped from 3rd to 6th. Hey, come on. As Lind through the chicane, he is currently at the front of this whole DRS train. Oh my days. So oh my god. Making their way through the S section here. Fire Minion. Fire Minion through the DRS section. Can he get himself closer to Veteran? Currently, nobody quite close enough in striking distance. Got Yamo, got AW. As going into the chicane now, AW trying to get closer to his teammate, and his teammate trying to get closer to Veteran. But it's quite hard to. These gaps have stayed quite similar throughout this Grand Prix. The two people with track limit penalties both have them twice. What I mean by this is they're both on 6 seconds. Oh, never mind. Linda's got a 3-second penalty for track limit infringements. He's done it at the S section, in Sector 1. The pole lap. Ooh, it was a 1:27, and I forgot the rest of the decimals. But it was definitely a 1:27. As into the pits goes File Minion, the first of many to go into the pits. As it's a new set of hards for the Red Bull, and they will most likely go to the end of the race as Alex has crashed somewhere Don't tell me he's crashed to the pit. Where's he crashed? Lynn making his way through the S section at the moment as it's a virtual safety car. Didn't even realise this. I'm being spoken to a couple of times. That's fine. As drivers are diving for the pits. Who's going to be quicker? It's Veteran. Giving him a new front wing. That's going to cost him some time. That's going to cost him loads of time. As File Minion finds himself off into fourth. As the veterans decide to punch everyone up together. And then he starts to drive away. As we're going to go back underway, as Miko has been speeding under the virtual safety car. Speaking of Miko, he was going slowly. He's been overtaken by Lind. The AW's caught up to the back of the Ferrari. His teammate further behind in fourth at the moment. He was in second for quite some time before he pit. It's a bit unlucky for Mr. File Minion if he stayed out for one more lap. But anyway, through the chicane now, AW getting close to Veteran. As Fire Minion, he's going to try and make the move around the outside here on the McLaren of Narvel. Narvel down the straight. He has the DRS, but is it enough to get himself closer to File? Speaking of File, he's gaining to this little group here, this little pair. And about to make it a squad. As AW's just, what's just happened? He hit the inside curb, and AW is just, that is so random. I don't even know how to respond to that. It's a safety car. I just thought AW just clicked to retire from session midway through the corner. And then I realised there were just tyre markings like on the floor, meaning he locked up. Well, this race has just got a whole lot more interesting. I hope. Will there be moves into the pits? No. Actually, we do. We've got Lyndon Kidd. I'm not Lyndon Miko. So then there were 11. Now we wait for the safety car restart. I was muted this entire time. So waiting for the safety car to eventually go back into the pitch. And there we go, safety car in this lap. 12 laps to go here in Saudi Arabia. I'm going to get back underway after this safety car. And we're going to get back underway here in Saudi Arabia with Veteran waiting to go. And here we go once again. And it looks like he couldn't get away from Veteran well, as Maldi with an ambitious move there. Couldn't get the move done though. As all this moment's not going to end well, is it? Or maybe it will, surprisingly. As down the inside into the S section, both of them are pushed wide. Kidd and Linfolk, they click together again. As you can see in the background, more drivers moving round. As going round into turn 13 here. Can a move be found for any of these drivers? As making their way into the chicane. Everyone's still trying to keep close as DRS is enabled next lap. And here we go once again down this start-finish straight. We have now 10 laps to go here in Jeddah. As he dives to the right, File Minion. Can he make the move around the outside? Tries to squeeze through. He can't. Tries to get on the switchback. He gets into the line and oh fuck, it's Narble! Oh dearie, man, he got kicked out as well, flying across the circuit. But at the moment, Narvel has dropped from 3rd to 5th. But what a race has it been for Vox. Gone from 15th to 3rd. He was the slowest in qualifying because Eka had a quali ban. So now being in the podium places and could even push for more, as he is still in close striking range to File Minion. And might even rise to the fight. As we can see from his POV here, File Minion trying to do the similar technique he tried before. He pulls to the left, they make contact the two, and as they cut their way down the straight, now we've got 9 laps to go. As File Minion might get the move done here, they're still side by side, there could be contact, there could be a crash, but no, everyone's safe. But will File Minion finally get ahead? Going into the chicane, they're side by side, it's not going to go well, this is... File Minion goes wide, and around the outside goes Vox into 2nd. But File Minion has caught Vox with a mistake, and he slips past. Having another gander at the tyres, and I don't know why, but the Iceman is on mediums. If he's trying to run that till the end, they're definitely going to be on minimum 60, 70%, 80%. As you can see in the background, Narvel around the outside on Jamo. And up into 4th goes Narvel. He's going to slowly start to try and come back. As File Minion is just unable to get past Veteran. Veteran's very good defensively. Forces drivers the long way round. And he's going to try and do it again. As a File Minion trying to get past Veteran for another moment. However, he just can't do it. How about this time? He tries to pull to the right. There's contact between the two. However, no move still yet to be done. As Miko has been given a 10-second penalty, is retired from the session. And then they were 10. 6 DNFs. And we only have 10 drivers left in the running. If anyone here currently retires from the race, they're just a bit of an numpty. making their way through the S section. File Minion getting close to Veteran. But is it close enough? Because Vox behind. And he's got Narvel and Yamo trying to keep close. But it's mainly these three. And look at Vox's ambition. He's very much dedicated to be in the conversation. File Minion gets past Veteran, but can he hold off Veteran for first place? We've seen Veteran's pace, we've seen his defending. Now, how is he offensively? Down the straight. File Minion dives to the left-hand side, pulls himself to the right. You've got Narvel behind making a move on Vox. Down the inside goes Veteran. They're still side-by-side. Can File hold off the Ferrari? They're still neck and neck. However, Veteran stays ahead. And with 7 laps to go, we have a 5-man fight for the race win here. And a bunch of mini fights throughout it. Technically, File is not in competition due to his 10-second penalty. So, he's obviously out of the running. To be fair, he might even get sent to last. If all the gaps stay like this. If we quickly go to leader, yeah. No, he'll be 9th because of Lynn's 16-second penalty. As Vox planning, plotting, he's in striking range. However, File Minion with the DRS trying to catch up to Veteran with Veteran's slipstream. As the two fight up ahead, you've got Narvel behind. Vox trying to plan to make a move. Why has everyone cut that camera? Please change. File Minion making his way through. And still no move possible. Five laps to go here. We are reaching the finish line with this Grand Prix. Anyway, she's not, but like, File Minion making his way through the S section. Yamo through turn 13. Nobody still able to make a move. This top 6 has stayed the same. Usually throughout this entire, since the safety car restart, quite honestly. I mean, Narvel's made a move on Yamo, and that's pretty much it. And Vox jumped up due to Narvel's mistake. But Narvel's been given a 3-second penalty. So, Fox is currently in second, and if Vetri gets a penalty, then Fox has won the Grand Prix, which would be an insane 15th to 1st drive. As making their way through the chicane, these three protagonists carrying themselves forward, currently lap 22 out of 25. 4 laps to go as Farmini makes a mistake and cuts off wide. Now, File is safe from 10th, meaning he is currently in 8th, and soon enough seems to be in 7th when he overtakes Iceman. Chaz has been given a 3-second penalty, so yeah. But like I said, let's have a gander at the position changes, and as you can clearly see, I think we know who will be the driver of the day according to the F1 game. I mean, we're on board with him right now. Three laps to go. Can someone make a final move? I just don't think it's possible. File making contact with Veteran. He's getting definitely desperate at this point. As Maldi's crashed! Oh God! Where he's done the same thing as AW. There won't be a safety car nor VSC as it is lap 23. If it was lap 22, there would have been a safety car. Lord knows what would have happened then. As Veterans run away, just 5 damage. Doesn't. So how come he's fallen back so far? Because he doesn't have DRS anymore. As around the outside goes Vox, I think he's, I think Fire was pretty much given up. The File is attempting to make a set, he spun himself round! What has happened to File Minion? He makes contact with Lind and into the chicane. There's more contact, more debris spewing up into the air. As far as been given another penalty. Let's quickly have a look at the race director, shall we? Incidents. I want to specifically see Vox has got a warning there. Yeah, I don't think the Ferrari's got a warning. He is... Oh, no, that's Alex. Yeah, it's all Alex. It actually is all Alex. I'm trying to check if there's... I think he's got one warning box. There's one. There's 2. Oh, he's on his last warning then. Any more corner cutting, and he's on a penalty, and Narvel's jumped onto 2nd. However, Vox is still in 3rd. As we're on the final lap here in Saudi Arabia, Vox will be in 2nd no matter what, unless he spins. Through the chicane now, and I think we know who's our race winner, unless he crashes into the barriers or has a spin. I think Bertrand's just way too calm and composed for that. Sliding his way through. As around the final corner, your race victor is the Ferrari, and that Ferrari is a veteran Mujo. He wins in Jeddah, and Vox 2nd, Yamo 3rd, Narvel 4th, Lind will be in 9th, Firelemon in 8th, Chazzy, Kid in 5th, Chazzy, I believe, in 7th, and then Iceman in 8th. That was a very interesting race to lay up our eyes upon here in the STB Racing League. But now, that's that. Your race victor is the Ferrari of veteran. Voxy went from 15th to 2nd. But that's all. Well, that is that now, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you guys very much for watching. I was a sub and commentator from Tier 3. I'm Dom. And thank you guys very much for watching this STB commentary. And until next time, see you later.